What's up everybody, it's Parker with BI Elite. I have an awesome video today showing you how to create truly dynamic buttons. In this video we're going to learn how to set up dynamic button text, a dynamic web URL, and a dynamic tooltip. So basically this button will change depending on if we click on a certain video. It's going to navigate us specifically to that video's dynamic web URL, and it's also going to show us a dynamic tooltip explaining where it's going to navigate us to. So if we don't have any video selected, it's just going to say select a video to watch. But if we select a single video, it's going to tell us what that video is. It's going to give us a tooltip explaining the URL it's going to navigate us to. And if we click on that button, it's going to navigate us there. So just another example real quick. If I select how to set a default slicer, we see my button shows that, shows us our URL, and then it will take us to that web page. So this is really cool. This can all be done in the button settings. So let's go ahead and navigate to Power BI Desktop. But before we get into this trick, I just want to let you know that I've written this up in blog form. So make sure you check out the blog post on the BI Elite website. The link is in the description below. So what we're looking at right now is just a pretty standard button. It's not dynamic. I have added some formatting options just to set the default state and on hover and on press to certain colors to just give it a little bit of interactivity, a little bit of feedback when we're pressing it. But other than that, I haven't done anything other than adding a static button text. It just says select a video. So this is completely static no matter what I've selected in my report. So in order to make this button text dynamic, let's create a new measure. I'm going to call this dynamic button text. So dynamic button text, and I'm going to set this equal to the has one value function. So this is going to say if, or sorry, I got a little bit ahead of myself. This is going to be an if function using the has one value function. And we're going to say if our title field, which is what is driving this tree chart here in the middle, if the title field for my videos table has one value, then I want to return max of my title field. Else, I want to return just some piece of text that says select a video to view. And that's it. So basically, if I'm filtered down to a single video, return that video title, else return select a video to view. So if I have two or more videos in my selection, it's going to say select a video to view. So let's click OK there. And then let's go to the button text options here on the right. And we see if we hover over it, we have these three little dots. That means we can apply conditional formatting and make it dynamic. So if we click those dots, it's going to open up the conditional formatting options and open up this little menu. So we will format the button text, format by field value based on field. We can format it based on our new measure called dynamic button text. Let's click OK. So now we already have that set up. It says select a video to view. If we click on a single video here, it's going to change to say the name of that video. Another example. But if we control click and maybe select two, you'll see that it says select a video to view because it can't be filtered down to a single video. So that's really cool. So in order to make the web URL dynamic as well, that's going to follow almost the exact same formula as our previous measure. So let's create one new one. And this is going to say, or let's call it dynamic web URL. And we're going to set this equal to the same if statement, has one value. Instead, I'm going to use my URL field, my video URL field. So if my video URL has one field, I want to return my max of my URL. Else, I want to return blank. I don't need to return any text here. I don't want this to navigate us anywhere. So my web URL set to blank isn't going to open up a new browser window. So now we just need to click on our button again. Let's format it. Down below, there's an action. So let's turn it on, click down on action. Let's set our type to web URL. And now we can supply a static web URL, or we can give it that measure and make it conditional. So we will follow the exact same steps to make our field value based off of the dynamic web URL measure we've just created. So that's all good. And let's do the exact same thing with tooltip because we want to explain where we're going to navigate to. So dynamic web URL, let's click OK. And then we're all set up actually. So if we hover over our button, we see that it will navigate us to this YouTube specific video, and we can click on that In Power BI Desktop, you'll have to control click and it'll navigate us there. One extra thing I want to mention is if I go over to my URL field, I've already set this up in previous videos and examples, but this video URL field has a data category of web URL. So don't forget that if you're trying to navigate somewhere, you need to set up that field to be a web URL data category. So yeah, now as a final kind of note, just to make sure that we have this all in line here, if I were to click on a single video, we see the title comes up, we see we have the specific tooltip, and if we control click, it should navigate us there. We see that Chrome is opened up, and here we are with that video. So that's pretty amazing. We can create these really dynamic buttons to navigate us different places. We can do a lot of different things with the default button formatting settings. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, if you're looking to level up your skills in Power BI, make sure you check out the BI Elite Training Portal. The link is down in the description, and I will see you in the next video.